Okay, I'm just gonna have to be able to hear you, by the way.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, you'll hear me. Yeah, they're on the intro. I was gonna do like a special Christmas one, but I'm just like, I have too much to do.
No, we don't need, like, this is a stopgap.
Yeah. All right. And we are live. Hi. Merry Chrysler, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I'm just like I'm looking at the stream on my on TV. It's like on delay, so I'm just like, oh, there I am. There I am. Yeah, Merry Chrysler, everybody. Welcome to our Christmas stream. We were gonna just do like a marathon, but I was like, we haven't been on camera in so long, so it's like, let's just do it. Let's do. I have my three drinking groups here. I have my water, I have my coffee, and I have alcohol.
So there's news and then there's stuff that shouldn't be news. And we're gonna talk about some of that.
Yes.
And um and do a little bit of what to expect in the next couple of months.
Yes.
And then we're gonna go through with our threat of giving you more than 24 hours of the best WAG meats in to get you through the Christmas day.
Yes. Let me not show the logo because we're not Spawn. The Bud Light, if you
But
want to
like
Spawn, you know what I mean. Okay.
the idea though is Christmas is hard for a lot of people. Some people don't have anywhere to be. Some people need to escape lots of family. Um, we're not expecting a ton of people in that stream all the time, but just know that it will be there for you when you need it.
Why am I emotional about that?
I just know I've had Christmases like that.
Yeah, and if anything, if we can be like a little like bastion of solitude, why not?
So we have some NCAA news to start with.
Yes, but it's
Poppy Grace Stickler to Utah, which is surprising to me.
really.
Um, well, I have this like gut feeling that a lot of international gymnasts that go to Utah have no idea what the Utah experience is going to be like.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
And like the University of Utah is not BYU and all, but it's still a dry campus and it's still Utah.
and it's kind of like the LSU of it all. You know how Ruby was like, I wasn't expecting it to be so, you know, religious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing I think I want to touch on here is some people are saying this will be good for Stickler's career. And I just want to point out that there have been a lot of British elites in NCAA, and none of them have ever gone back to competing for Great Britain.
Yeah, that's not.
And Stickler is already a marginal gymnast on that team.
Yeah, she's not a
I think,
What is homegirl from um Wales?
yeah.
What's her name?
I mean, I wonder if so the Commonwealth Games are in trouble because the host city uh, canceled on them
Oh, they did.
for the next Commonwealth Games, and they still haven't found a new host. And I'm wondering if she's deciding to go to NCAA because the Commonwealth Games are not an option.
So
Like she's already been to one Commonwealth Games, but a second one may not be in the cards for her.
yeah, where do you think they're gonna end up being? In London proper? Maybe.
I think they were gonna skip the year
Oh, really?
and try to do something smaller with the next one.
Is it because?
I mean, the problem is those multi-sport events are really expensive,
Yeah,
and the Commonwealth Games are less attractive than, say, the Olympics.
yeah, and I mean colonialism. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, the original name was the British Empire Games, and it was founded in the 30s. So there are lots of countries in the Commonwealth who go to the Commonwealth Games who may not be all that thrilled about hosting the Commonwealth Games. But that's all like speculation. But I can't imagine, like, she's not in the mix for Paris, and then the next big thing for her would have been the Commonwealth Games.
Suggestion: why not merge the Juventus Games and the Commonwealth Games?
Maybe.
You know,
Can
Juventus
you
sounds
tell me
better.
about can you tell me about injuries at Georgia?
Yeah. So, friend to the show, Sandra Sadiq, I kind of reached out and asked a couple of
Yeah,
questions.
1 second in the chat. RJ, yes, Janusha is the only person I know of, but going back to compete for Jamaica and going back to compete for Great Britain is a very different thing.
Yeah, I mean, sure, like, wait, Jamaica's not coming to realize. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but I do. It's just it's a stark difference for a gymnast of a British caliber, let's say it that way, to then completely water down for NCAA and not have the resources available to them to continue a dual training experience, like a Carey, like a Wong. It's just very difficult to find that. Thusly,
And the British gymnastics is not exactly flexible
no.
in handling people. I mean, it's not impossible. It's just never happened. And the other thing to think about is, like, where does she fit in? Because she's already doesn't have enough difficulty to make the current British teams. So,
Like you said, she was on the like cusp, if you will.
fringes. Yeah, I mean, she was getting international assignments, so I mean, she's a good gymnast. It's just,
The trajectory
if you're
might have
talking
been
about
there, but it's just like with
the core.
you know,
So,
Georgia,
talk to me about Georgia
So,
and what these injuries mean for Georgia.
Vanessa Dennis, who is a transfer from OU, who we have learned from. Hold on, I'm about to burp. Hold on. Oh my god, that was a Christmas Eve like meal burp. Excuse me for that. I'm so sorry. Merry Christmas, Merry Chrysler. Who we learned from Sandra Osade, friend of the show, who was thriving at Georgia, was injured. I do believe that she was not like stellar competitor, but she was one of their like rocks on that lineup, because as we saw in the preview, Georgia again, like Poppy, is on the cusp. Like, if they all are able to compete at their optimum level, they might be able to have a good season. This kind of like makes it murky, and if we already have injuries this early, even in the preseason, I don't know how that bodes for Miss Coupette.
I mean, I'm not inclined to blame Georgia for these injuries, though, because it sounds like Georgia is trying to do their best. Apparently, they've brought in some outside experts and like nutritionists and things, and Courtney is Coupette's
She's
is
trying.
she's trying, and she's deferring to experts on things that she should be deferring to experts on. So I don't think that these injuries are a red flag for the program as a like bad program.
No. But this is
but
the last year that they're giving her grace. I know that much.
Yeah. So there's that. There's is there more NCAA stuff
There is.
to talk about?
There is. Okay. How do we start this? Because I don't want to. Fuck it. You come here for a show. So, College Gym News, who we all know and have feelings about, they have a writer on there who has a knack for describing things in a very sassy kind of way. And they recently said some very, I'm going to call them incendiary remarks about a Michigan gymnast. and then kind of talked about the Utah situation in a dismissive kind of manner, a very old maiden type of manner. And thusly, I just want to kind of um, gather your thoughts, because I love your thoughts, on a couple of the things that they said. Okay?
Okay. And knowing that I don't follow NCAA like you do, I'm totally cold on this.
Which is why I'm asking you. And I appreciate your feedback on this, of all things. Okay, so let me find. Give me 2 seconds. Not me talking Simlish. Uh, okay. So this person said, I on this. Hold on, let me find it again. I just had it. Mm. Oh my gosh, not me doing this. Oh, here we go. Okay. This person said,
I mean, I've been saved from NCAA news by the fact that I've been playing Pokemon for a week.
yeah, talk to me about that real quick as I find this. How's Pokemon going? Because I have not played.
The second half of a DLC for the mainline Pokemon game came out last week, and I've been playing the hell out of it.
So where I left off was when they came out with the island expansion or whatever it was. It was after the
Was the last thing you played a set in Pokemon Britain?
what?
Maybe like an island expand. I'm trying to place an island expansion.
So
Like,
I was in I had Shield, and then they released
okay,
the DLC.
yeah. So there's a whole other generation that is set in Pokemon Spain.
I'm sorry,
Um,
what?
that is an open world, and this was the DLC for that.
Pokemon Spain?
So yes, Pokemon Spain. There's a lot of sandwiches going on. You know how there was curry going on in Pokemon Britain? There's sandwiches going on in Pokemon Spain. Anyway,
What the fuck is
so did you
Pokemon
find
Britain?
a Galar? Galar is the name of it.
Oh,
So
that
like
makes so much
the
sense.
the way that franchise handles it is that these regions are sort of fictional representations of places in the real world.
That makes so much
So Shield was
sense.
in Pokemon Britain, only they didn't call it Britain.
Okay, yeah,
Anyway,
I was like, what? No, 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 no. This is more important than fuck gymnastics. I just did not realize that that's what it was.
I mean it's got British stuff all over it. But anyway.
I wasn't. Wow, like so much is just like I'm like scrolling to trying to find it, and as my mind is like ticking boxes, I'm like, whoa, because that
Yeah, so the latest main game is set in an area that is inspired by Spain.
okay, I get it now. All right, let me. I'm reading it
Anyway,
and things are making sense. I'm just like, whoa. Okay, let me find this.
so read me sassy things that I'm supposed to be mad
Yes,
about.
yes, yes. Yes. I'm trying to find it right now. It's hopefully they didn't delete it. Oh, I feel like they did.
I'll give you one as you're looking. The one other piece of elite news to know is that um, Nina Durwal has made noises about continuing on to LA, saying that it's not that long off.
So
That
did
she's
Selena.
basically said that um, she's basically said her only chance at Paris is the European Championships, and that's a long shot. So, I, based on what I know of what the Belgian press has said about her injury, I don't think the European Championships is very likely either. But um, she's intending to go on, apparently.
How do you feel about that?
I think that Belgium is a federation that is small enough that she can do that, but the problem is that regardless of her surgery, her injury is a kind of injury that is going to recur. And, and I don't think her shoulder is going to hold out for LA.
It's a very difficult injury to kind of traverse because at the same time you're like you're having to bypass the injury itself. Plus, as a bars worker, that does not bode well. If she was like a vaulter, I might see it. But the things she's
Yeah,
doing,
it's a shoulder injury likely to recur on a bar specialist.
and it's not gonna happen. I love her tenacity. I just do
Like
not.
I'm all for it, and I hope she manages it. I just have doubts.
I do too. It's very difficult to manage that, especially trying to keep up with the current
And
requirements for in the
as
code.
we're talking about having to listen to your body, um, Emily Peltz of Germany retired. She had an Achilles injury right before German trials for Tokyo, and then had to have another surgery a year later, and her Achilles was just never healing if she continued, which is sad because she was a lovely gymnast.
So RJ said she should focus on beam and floor as far as Nina.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nina could get a spot in Paris on beam if she could recover, but I don't even know that she could do any gymnastics in time for the World Cups.
I don't either. It's difficult.
Um,
It's just like the
I
requirements of
mean,
the
well,
code.
after we finish NCAA news, I'll go through um the timeline because the World Cups are coming up on us soon.
I'm looking for this thing and I cannot find it.
Okay, so can you paraphrase?
Yes, I can paraphrase. So essentially what they said, and it kind of sounds weird out of context, but what they said was because they really hold on, because I know what they said was kind of like uh yeah, I can't find it. Oh, they might have blocked
We can
it.
do this another time.
Yeah, so what they said was essentially that a certain Michigan gymnast was something along the lines of just like not good enough to be competing for Michigan on their lineups, and it was someone who is like a mainstay on CGN, and the way that they talked about the Utah situation was dismissive, as in, all the drama that happened in Utah, instead of like acknowledging as, a news outlet that gets referred to and referenced in the mainstream media as far as gymnastics competition goes, that it was just, some drama. It was just, haters
Didn't
gonna
we
hate.
have like Pac-12 commentators talking about drama at UCLA last year
Yeah.
or 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the internet and people who create content need to not refer to things as drama
Not when it's abuse.
when it involves even allegations of abuse.
And not when there's
And
like,
as for not good enough to make lineups, you're not the coach.
yeah.
You don't know what their lineups are like. We're all armchair people. Like, if I am
Excuse
going to
you.
be proven wrong by,
Excuse you, Catherine. We are luminaries in this sport.
I'm going to be proven wrong on my opinions on things. I
Yeah.
was sure Simone wasn't coming back. So like,
Man, we
the
took bets. We took
is just
bets.
yeah. No, I mean, I didn't think she was coming back, and she proved me wrong. Speaking of Simone, let's get to the stuff that neither of us
Yes.
wants to talk about.
Okay.
Um, this interview is something that the Gymternet needs to put in a drawer and not talk about because you have you have lost the right to have this conversation by being stupid.
I'm gonna say three things about this. One, and just because it was the most like, shared video I saw about it, the Christian Walker thing. Okay, so the black boy that I don't know if you know who Christian Walker is. Not important, but we have to understand. This is point one, that we cannot police other people's version of events, nor should we. Everybody chooses the narrative that they want to go with, and we cannot police that. We are no one to police other people's versions of events, okay? And if so facto, if we believe that Christian Walker was a straight Republican, then we should believe the fact that this is the version of events that Simone and her husband have chosen to believe and go with, okay? That's point number one. And that's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. I love that for them. We are not in that marriage. I'm not married to Simone Biles. I am not her husband. I am not her wife. I am nothing to her other than like perhaps an
And
occasional like
also,
cheerleader.
I'm a fan of this sport. I am not a fan of like the celebrity personality of it. I do think we should touch on the fact that there is um, a criticism that comes from African American culture and Black women who perceive this as part of Black men putting down Black women who they think need humbling. And I think some of that is coming from a place of concern that to, but the problem is it's escaped that sphere.
Yeah, listen,
Like
when it comes,
people who have no touch of that are talking about it.
let's be on, let's be real here. Simone exists in a very nuanced existence. For the past 10 years, she has been the greatest of all time, and she will continue to be the greatest of all time. Her closest like rival pales in comparison. Sorry, Rebecca Stans, but she does. Like, no one
Yeah,
has ever done what Simone has done in such a short amount of time.
yeah.
We are privileged to live in the era of Simone, and for her to have, she deserves the universe, and she's had the universe. So perhaps tradition works for her.
And but also like the other thing I want to say here is that if even if this was not a good marriage, what is happening now is not going to help her. She's clearly doubling down on it. Like we should all just leave it alone.
Not to
Everyone
mention,
needs to touch grass and
yes,
stop talking about it.
like I think it's hilarious how we have all this energy for Jonathan Owens when Andrew East did the
Like
same
the Streisand
exact thing.
effect is too. There's
Go ahead.
yeah. I mean it's all a thing. So let's get back to like actual stuff about the sport we care about and not the celebrity gossip side.
Yeah, let me just say one more thing about it.
So do you want to go through? Okay.
One more thing. I firmly believe that Simone is her. She's Barbie, okay? And he's just Ken. She threw him a bone. And my God, the benevolence. Let that be. Period. End of sentence.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I've got a schedule of elite stuff
Yes.
for January and February, and you said you had a schedule of NCAA stuff for
Yes.
January and
So
February.
let's do elite first.
Okay.
No,
So
let's do NCAA something.
January 8th. Okay. January 8th through the 11th is the first U.S. WAG national team camp. It's not going to be public. We're just going to hear like rumors. The Trinity and Gabby of it all need to qualify for Winter Cup. So at some point they're going to verify, but we may never see the scores. Mm-hmm. And they may verify. They may get the Winter Cup scores at somewhere else. I would not be surprised if Gabby shows up at the Woga Classic.
Yeah,
but
she is.
Just don't expect anything from that January 8th camp. Just like we didn't expect anything from the November. And also, like, we remember all the NCAA girls don't have to be there. And I do expect that the world team members will start showing up, though.
Yes.
The next thing on the elite calendar is also a U.S. national team camp, February 5th. But then we start getting meets. February 15th through the 18th is the first World Cup that has Olympic qualifications. It's in Cairo. And I want to, after I go through these lists of meets, I do want to touch on what the format for that is.
Yes.
So at the same time as the Cairo World Cup, on February 16th through the 21st is Elite Canada. The the only video I've ever seen of Elite Canada has been from the stands, and it was who was it? Oh,
Was it a Morris?
it was a Canadian elite, the one who had the horrible injury at their world trials.
Oh,
It's Pedrick.
yeah.
She was the one who streamed on her own Instagram of Elite Canada last year. So I don't expect to see anything from that except for scores.
Yes.
Maybe we see scores, we don't always see scores from Elite Canada either.
Yeah.
February 17th, so this is all happening basically at the same time. Scottish Championships are happening. We won't see a video of that. We may see scores. You know, it is going to be what it is. February 17th is also Welsh Championships. Both the Scottish and the Welsh Championships are open, so we may see English athletes at one of those.
When are the
But
Isle of
I'm not
Man?
expecting any. What?
When are the Isle of Man championships?
I do not know.
That I'm interested in that.
February 22nd through the 25th, we have the second World Cup. It's in Cottbus, Germany. And then at the end of the month, on the 23rd to the 25th, we have the U.S. Winter Cup, which is our first qualifier for nationals. And it's going to be where we're going to start seeing elites. And I expect to see almost everyone except for Simone.
And that is, as far as I know, although Wolga could be the beginning, that is when we'll see Gabby back in competition.
Gabby has to be there.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabby has to start showing up at actual competitions now.
Yes.
So the one thing I want to, yeah, I mean, Trinity even more so.
And
so
Sunisa.
I do want to. I do not think she's got. She would have to be invited to camp to get the qualifying scores for Winter Cup.
Yeah.
So it means that she would have to get qualifying scores in January, and I don't think that's happening based on some of her social media.
Yeah.
So, I do want to touch on the what the World Cups look like and what they mean.
Yes.
So please. The World Cups are 4 events. There are 2 Paris tickets per apparatus for both MAG and WAG at these. And it's done by your best 3 scores at these 4 World Cups. So you can get 30 points for finishing first at one of these. The Russians can theoretically show up to the last one, but there's just no mathematical way they can win a spot there to go to Paris.
Right.
However, we're going to have to keep track of math, and it's going to be complicated math, but it starts in February 15th. So that ride is going to start soon.
The day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So what's our NCAA wild ride?
Yes. Okay. So NCAA gets going. Okay. We've had the previews. We streamed the previews, with the exception of Cal, which is my fault. I just wasn't. Listen, the Jimmys have taken over my life. So, and a new job. So I've been busy. But, starting in January 4th, we have the Alaska Green and Gold Inter Squad. That is the last preview-ish we have. And, this show supports Alaskan Gymnastics. Not this show, this platform, I guess. We have donated to Alaskan Gymnastics. We're going to interview a couple of those gymnasts coming up, I think, in February. Watch out for that. The first meet of the entire year, actual meet, will be Ohio State at LSU. That is January 5th. But then that same day, we have the Super 16 Session 1. That is Denver, Illinois, San Jose State, and Washington. That is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. We'll be streaming that. Then we have that same day, Penn State, Pittsburgh, and Temple at Penn. That's going to be a great meet. That's called the Keystone Classic. That'll be at Penn. That is at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. However,
Penn or Penn State?
That is at Penn and Penn. Penn State at Penn.
Okay.
Yes. That same.
Just Penn and Penn State are different things.
Yeah. So I should probably like reach out to college and they have Penn State,
Sorry,
Pittsburgh, and Temple at Penn.
I live within 45 minutes of one of them.
It says Penn State, Pittsburgh, and Temple at Penn.
Okay.
So I don't know how that goes. Then
I don't think Penn has a gymnastics team, which is why I'm saying
Penn
this.
State then.
Yeah.
Same day, Hamline at UW Oshkosh. That is 7 p.m. Central. Won't be streaming that because the Super 16 Session 2, which is at 10 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Central, which we'll be streaming, is Kentucky, Michigan, Michigan State, and Oklahoma at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. Then the next day, although that same day we also have Nebraska, Iowa State, and Ball State, Rutgers, Utah State at North Carolina. Okay, then the following day is Super 16 Session 3. That is BYU, Minnesota, Oregon State, and Southern Utah. Then that same day, again, January 6th, on the anniversary of the insurrection, will be NC State at Georgia. Also, Lindenwood, Northern Illinois, and SEMO at Missouri. Same day, Boise State at Utah. Same day, Super 16 Session 4, which is Alabama, Auburn, California, and UCLA. That's the premier session. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll be streaming that as well. The following day...
Go
ahead.
Yeah. I'm just wondering when you're going to stop.
Never. I'm kidding. So let me just go over major meets following after that.
Okay.
The ones I'll be streaming. Let me see. Right. Fisk, George Washington, and Talladega at Florida, January 12th. We'll be streaming that one. However, there's also Missouri at Alabama. There's also Stanford at Michigan. These are the 12th of January, by the way. As well as Georgia at Arkansas and Kentucky at Auburn. However, the premier meet of that day is the Sprouts Farmers Market Collegiate Quad Session 1. With Arizona, Boise State, Nebraska, North Carolina that's in Utah. So that's
be a good Tar Heel and say, go Tar Heels.
Go Tar Heels. The following day, January 13th, which is the meet I am most interested in, is LSU, Oklahoma, UCLA, and Utah. Utah.
That's a meet.
That's a meet. That is Saturday, January 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific.
I think I'm sure we'll touch on more scheduling after that because that's a lot.
That is a lot.
We'll have shows between now and then.
Yes. I just urge you to follow us, press the little bell to be notified of when we go live, because it's going to be very chaotic and very significant, both elite and NCAA season. We will be bringing you as much gymnastics as humanly possible. There will be human error because, again, we are human, and because I have a job, and because sometimes shit's going to happen. So I ask for grace. Not McCallum. I ask for grace.
So be nice to Addicts.
Yeah.
He's worked really hard for all of us. I'm going to give us a rundown of what the meets are on our marathon list, and then we're going to sign off for the night and then just let this list run.
No, we have our best and most moments
and
yet.
We'll be... oh, you're right. So we should do that.
Okay, so we're going to alternate as, one does in early gymnastics. So you give me your top 5 worst moments, and we'll go back and forth.
So the entire month of September, when all of these amazing Keystone gymnasts for the bubble teams started getting injured. The Kovacs, the like Seitz, the Maluski. I mean, there was just like the bubble teams dropped, and the Belgian team just like crashing with injuries and sickness. There was just this month of the death march of injuries. That was just the worst.
So September.
Yeah.
The concept of September.
The concept of September in injury news was the worst to me. I think in terms of other things, Carlos Yulos 0 at Worlds
That was
was,
devastating.
I think, the most shocking to me. It just
The way we imploded as
that
a
was
chat was just magnificent.
just intellectually painful. Similarly, Sabrina Vonea's 0 at Worlds on vault. The vault is a concept at Junior Worlds. Like, the entire vault is a concept at Junior Worlds.
Yes.
And I think that's probably my worst moments.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you worst moments.
People forgetting there were many slips and many zeros and some pretty bad injuries at Junior Worlds on vault.
Okay, worst moments. I'm gonna start with a cute one. Leanne Wong hitting her ankles or hitting her feet on the bar in qualification, which apparently no one saw except me. And so then we had to run it back in the live stream. People were like, "Oh, that actually happened." I was like, "Yes, it did." That's number 5. Number 4, I give it to my girl Sabrina Voynia. Yeah, but you know what? I got to hand it to her. She was homegirl was like, "No, I touched the springboard. I can't do it again." So
and she also did great on the rest of her apparatuses.
my God. Number 3, getting spicy. Catalina Panor being removed from the floor.
I think that was the best moment, not a worst moment, but go ahead.
I mean, it's just I'm calling it worse because it's like, girl, a coup d'etat.
Yeah, you are the FIG athlete representative. You should not be playing political games with your own federation while you are trying to
on the competition floor.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, next.
Number 2.
Oh, the French Federation as a concept.
Period.
We need to talk about the French Federation after this, though.
Yeah. 2. The fact that it's not even the worst moment. It's just the fact that I put it upon myself to sit and watch 4 hours of the artistry deduction video. The fact that Zoom as a concept just did not work for them. Worst moment.
Yeah, the judges are not a technologically savvy group.
No, and I learned that real quick.
I do want to before we get on to the best moments, I forgot about the news. The French version of Safe Sport has cleared Avignon Beaumont. That's the club of Newmar and Hedwig, of the allegations of abuse. They were found completely unfounded. There were no actual complaints beyond the French Federation just saying they were abusive.
Yeah.
And the tribunal was so annoyed that they may even recommend that the French Federation be referred to the Ministry of Sport for harassment of the club, and potentially of Caroline Hedwig. That the Caroline Hedwig of it all has not been settled yet, but we can now end the allegations. They were found without merit.
And the fact that even they said, we have no idea why Caroline Hedwig's funding was cut.
Yeah.
There was no reason for that.
Yeah, I do not have great faith in the French sports establishment because it's not just gymnastics. There's a whole bunch of
it's like
mess
stupid
going
Watergate.
on.
It's like stupid
But
Watergate.
but at least they do have people who will call into account other French institutions. They're not sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah.
But so that was good news. That was vindication for people who are clearly being you know,
Shady.
yeah.
And my worst
So
moment of
your worst moment.
the USA Gymnastics snafu at, what was it, Winter Cup, right, or Classics,
Classics.
not having a qualifying score for the meet, which then,
So there were 11 billion and every elite mag in the country showed up.
which that's not the worst part. The worst part is them then saying to the university odd athletes, being like, "Oh, listen, we have no money for your plane ticket there, but you know your hotel's paid for." 2 weeks, 2 weeks before they left, even though they had 3 years, knowing that it had been rescheduled because of COVID, to come up with this money, and then because of their own fault, they had to then be like, "Oh, we're gonna take this money and pay for the stadium." Sorry.
Yeah, and I mean this was on the men's program, and I want to point out that they then expected the WAG side of it to try and make up some of the money that because they had to book the arena for a whole extra day. So they sold tickets to WAG podium training to try and make up the money. So this is the WAG side holding up a mistake made up by the men's program committee. It's all very weird.
And it's one of those things
So
like,
best moments.
just really quick. I just want
Like
like
yeah.
what? Like, Tim Daggett, you have money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could have come from somewhere. Like, why is it the women again have to pull up their bootstraps and have to cover for this snafu? Like, can we plan better? Like, Lily, where are you? Where are you? I
just think this was incompetence on the men's programming committee, and
period.
like how do you do that? Okay, so happy best things.
Happy best
So
things.
I'll give you my 5 best things.
Let's go one you, then one me, and they go back and forth.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rebecca Andrade's Pan Am vault, the Chang.
The definitive Chung, like, period.
I mean, this should be
No
like
notes.
the Chung to the Aminar of London, 2012.
Period. Yeah, no, it's exceptional, and I have a video. I have because I the Jimmy's. Can we watch it real quick?
Sure.
Should we? Yeah, let's do it. And let me tell you
You can
this.
pull it up.
Yeah, I have it. This is the definitive Chung, because I mean, there is just,
No one has done it better.
no one.
It's not a 10. I'm not like there are deductions to be found in it, but
Yeah, here we go. Oh, there she is. She's right here. Right here. You can't see it, but it's on. It's on. Ah! Ah! And just the nerve she has to just stick it. It's just, Rebecca, the gymnast you are.
yeah, it like a good vault like that. It tells you why vault is part of artistic gymnastics. That is art. So
and just again, and she hits the Christ the Redeemer pose. Like, when are we getting rid of that Jesus and putting her up there? I'm just saying. Just saying.
So that's my best piece of gymnastics of the year. So you go ahead.
Okay, number 5, Sabrina Voynier on floor. We have seen like murmurations, palpitations, posts, tweets, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of this dynamo coming from Romania. And finally, now she's senior, we got to see her on a world stage, came in 4th, Goda came in 3rd, had her mom to try to, like, get rid of the Dutch coach, but that's not here nor there. But she truly,
I'm hoping she blossoms in Paris.
my God. And just like her effervescence, she is her mother's daughter. Her joy for gymnastics, Sabrina Voynier, the gymnast you are. I love her. Don't like her mother, but I love her. That's my number 5.
So number 4 for me is the absolute battle that was the Euros WAG all around
Ooh,
between uh between Gadarova and Kovacs.
that was a good. We just saw
Mm,
that a couple days ago.
I mean, that was,
So
I
good.
think, the best like head up to head battle of the year as a like sporting event.
And it was just so joyous because it was. I love a give and take. I love that the offense defense that of the feeling that meet had because it was just like, okay, she put up this score. Okay, well let me try to best that score, and it just went back and forth the entire competition.
Although Sofia Kovacs needs to
She
find a
gave it
way not to.
away. She gave it
Yeah,
away.
if she had not
Oh,
hit the bar with her foot,
I'm getting chills. I'm
she
getting
and
chills.
this is the second time she has lost a very close European championship to a British gymnast.
I have
Um,
chills talking about because I mean literally it was right there. It was like Esposito, not Esposito. It was Manila, no, it was Maggio, Maggio when she fell on a pirouette on Slalom pirouette and lost the European Championships. Oh, oh.
I mean, I need of the injured gymnasts that I really need to come back. I need Sofia Kovacs back because she is my favorite senior gymnast of the moment.
Because she could, at any moment, bitch could put it all together and like top girl, at any moment.
She like if she is healthy and puts her whole program together, she could be a bronze medalist at Worlds in the all around.
Silver if someone else like has snafu.
Yeah.
I
So
just
I mean, I'm not going to say she is the best gymnast ever, but like
there is
she is
the
she is world
foundation is
medal
there.
worthy when she's on.
The foundation is there
Okay,
for her to do so. Okay, number 4
your
for
turn.
me. I had another moment, but Manila Esposito. Oh my
Oh, she had such a great year.
gosh. And it's just like when Italy came begging for a star, Manila stepped up and said, Aquí, here I am. That's Spanish, but whatever. Like she did the damn thing. And then her Swiss Cup, and it's just like her lines and her, I love Esposito. My God. Her
I need to wrap
flexibility.
her in like bubble wrap and
My
make sure
God.
she makes it to the Olympics.
1000% because I mean she's Italian gymnastics at its best, and the fact that she has the sass and the tenacity to do some of the skills she does, I love Manila Esposito, and I just love her. Please, oh please, oh just I love her so much. 3 for you.
Um, can we just say what the Simone Biles of it all? We're not gonna like not talk about Simone. Like,
Yeah,
take a year and a half off after the hell that was Tokyo.
yeah,
Come back at the strength she came back. She's amazing.
yeah. I mean Simone Biles, that's it. That's a tweet. You know what I mean? Like Simone Biles is just like I said earlier. We are privileged to live in the era of Simone Biles because no one in the history of this fucking sport has ever had the execution prowess she has, the tenacity to stow the skills she does, the just resilience that she has, and the fact that she does it and still has the nerve to be a human being at the end of the day. My
The
God.
the joy of watching her discover other gymnasts, like the USAG bubble around her has burst, and she was talking to Rebecca and Flavia, and like she posted a Schaefer, and we know she's not going to do a Schaefer,
No.
but like she talked to Schaefer during podium training, and then wanted to play around with that skill that is not worth it for Simone to do, but it's fun for gymnasts.
And the fact that even
So
Sandra said that she talked to Simone and how Simone was just like curious about NCAA, and the fact it just Simone is it's just
I think that she's getting to experience her sport in a way that she didn't before.
and I'm here for it. Because if that allows her to love the sport even more so than she has ever before and stay on until LA, then go for it, girl. Like do whatever the fuck you want to do. At this point, you owe nothing to no one. And if you just want to fucking play around and do your Guan for shits and giggles, go for it. I don't care anymore.
So so what's your third?
My third, and I say this only because it brings me so much joy when I see this. Flavia Saraiva finally winning a world medal. Individual world medal.
If you had not brought her up, I was going to.
The fact, I'm crying. The fact,
And her Pan Am games, like she won more medals than anybody else at Pan Am's.
the fact that she said, I was getting to the point where I believe that medals just weren't for me. When she is the consummate gymnast, when even my liege Donatella Sacchi says, our darling Flavia, when she is the example, the literal benchmark for artistry.
She is the Svetlana Boganskaya of our generation.
She is. In the fact that she said she came back with blood in her eyes, wanting to go for these worlds and for Paris Olympics. Flavia Saraiva, the gymnast that you are. The woman that you are.
My next one is going to be Kayla Gicello's Pan Am's.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone had written her off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why is she even bothering? She made the mistake. Like, people talked about her deferring NCAA this year as a mistake. And then she just, like, marched through Pan Am's and reminded us all that she is a world all-around medalist. And she is a force.
Slap the fuck out of me, honestly.
Like, yeah, no, I mean, I had dismissed her after nationals.
She dragged me like I had no business doing there, and she had every right to do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love being wrong about her. Go ahead.
Okay. Sunisa Lee. Sunisa Lee at Classic. Sunisa Lee at Nationals.
No matter what, she will always be a great gymnast.
My God. That beam routine? Are you kidding me? Sure, she fell day one. But at Classic, her beam at Classic and her beam day two at Nationals, my God. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
I think we're privileged to have seen those beam routines.
Yeah. Because for what we know, and even behind the scenes, like for what we know, like it is fucking difficult to do what she is able to do at this level. And when she cried, I cried. I'm crying now.
She is one tough warrior.
And just
so my top moment of the year is going to be the European Youth Olympic Festival and Helen Keverich's march through that all around, which like people are not going to be able to see because you can't like see that as an entire meet, but that is a star coming.
Yeah. People are ready.
And
they're not
ready. I feel like you talked about Sabrina Voinea, and I feel like she was that person last year, and Keverich is that person next year.
Yeah.
So
my number one moment is Melanie De Jesus Santos beam routine at Worlds.
Winning France that medal.
I'm crying. Because we have been through it. Melanie, stand the fuck up. It is your moment. The fact that we have been in the fucking trenches with this woman, and we all knew, I'm crying, that she had the capacity and the skill set, and that she is world class. And every single time something happened and just fell apart, and the fact that she put up the best beam routine of her entire career, and the fact that it won them a medal, and just her reaction to it, my God. Melanie, you are incredible. At the same time, I also have to give it up for my girl, Hillary Heron, doing a Biles. That's my what is it called? The honorable mention. Because damn. As well, and if we're gonna do honorable mention, at Siri Sandoval, her Fabrice Nova, and in the finals at Pan Am's.
My honorable mention has to be Laurette Sherpy then.
Oh my God, yes.
Because she has suffered the trials. Okay, so now I'm going to go through our marathon list while Addix recovers himself and explain to you what's on our list and the sort of cliff notes of why they're there. So the first meet is 2022 Worlds All Around.
Ooh.
That's the Rebecca and Shilese, and like that fight. That was a really good fight.
Yeah.
The next thing on the list is the 2005 Worlds WAG All Around, and that is the Chelsea Memel, Nastia Lukin. The
Question.
tie, the meet that should have been a tie.
So do you think it should have been a tie?
Mathematically, like, there's no question because the FIG messed up the math there.
Ooh. Oh, because they didn't go
literally tied.
the decimal, right?
Yeah, no, they literally tied.
Yeah.
So after that, we have the 1985 World all around, which is the Shishinova and Emelianchik like battle, and that is a great meet.
These are good meets, Catherine.
You told me to come up with 24
These
hours of
meets.
gymnastics. After that, we have the 2019 European Championships. That's the Melanie and Ellie Downey battle. After that, we have the 1996 European Championships, which I think is the quintessential all-around ever. That's the Boganskaya versus Podkapayeva. And like the moment where you could have wondered if Boganskaya could have had that form in Atlanta if she would have medaled. After that, we have the 2017 Worlds. That's the Morgan Hurd, Ellie Black Worlds.
I love that one.
Then we have 2007, which is the Shawn Johnson, Nastia, Jade Barbosa. I mean, there's so many good gymnasts in the top of that field. The 1989 Worlds All Around is the last Soviet sweep. Yeah. And the great, the Soviet team at 1989 Worlds is the greatest team ever. Then we have the 2013 Worlds. That's the first Simone Worlds.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. And if I was gonna pick a great Simone Worlds, that's the one I wanted to pick, because we're so used to Simone, so
Baby
seeing Baby Simone. Yeah. Then we have the 1998 Goodwill Games All Around.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
So I have picked the Philippines TV version, which is a slightly worse video, but it has more of that all around than the one that people usually watch. Yeah. Because for some reason, the version that aired in the United States cut out the entire second rotation.
Yeah, it's so condensed.
Yeah, so this is the longest version, and it's still watchable. It's just, I'm just telling you, Redhead, I picked this version for a reason. Yeah. Then we have the 1995 Worlds. That's the Lilia Podkapayeva, Mohulan.
Love that one. Love that one.
And then we're going to end the day on the 2022 Commonwealth Games, which was the fight between Georgia Godwin and the Great British Gymnast. But I picked this one because lots of people just did not watch the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
And this is a great, it's not like the top difficulty gymnastics, but it is a good sporting event.
Yes. Now I want to remind all of you, this will be just going constantly from give me 30 minutes to set up the computer in the living room because I have to work on the jimmies on this one. Announcement for the jimmies: they will not be done by Boxing Day. I'm gonna try. They won't be done. I just don't find it possible. But I'm gonna work all tonight, not tomorrow, on them. We're this close. The graphics are almost all done. It's mostly just editing at this point, and that's the biggest part because I really want to make it perfect, and sometimes things just take a little longer because
just remember that the perfect is the enemy of the good.
I know, and it's the thing is like, once there is this part at the beginning that is so fucking funny to me. People will not find it as funny as I do. I think it's fucking hilarious. The line that I made you ad lib about certain all around champion.
Okay.
I made it to where the all around champion ends up in the chalk bucket. Like she, like you shove her so hard that she literally like somersaults into the chalk bucket.
So
I think it's fucking
anyway.
hilarious. Anyway, yeah.
So
it's gonna be. I'll have them done before the end of the year. I'll do that much. I'll promise that
so
much.
we're gonna to start the stream at about 9:35 Eastern.
Yeah.
8:35 Central.
Yes.
So see you all.
Yes. See you all.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler. Okay. I will. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Before I head off to the living room to go set that up, I just want to tell you guys. And I'm glad Catherine's gone because I would have cried. I'm gonna cry right now. Thank you so much for another incredible year. Regardless of what you may see on the screen or what you may see of me on social media, like I'm a very sensitive person. I try to keep a very strong face about a lot of things because it's just in my nature to be sassy sometimes. But the sassiness is usually overcompensation for my sensitivity, and it's been rough sometimes. I'm just I don't think you guys understand how thankful and how truly privileged I feel to be able to come on here and like talk to you guys and like genuinely have a great time with you guys and to share the joy and the true love I have for this sport. And so thank you so much for allowing me this privilege to bring you gymnastics meets, to talk to you on a semi-regular basis, to provide you with content sometimes, and I'm so thankful for it. And every time I sign off, I say, if no one's told you this today, you matter to me and all that. And I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. Mostly because, sometimes I don't have that, And I don't want people to feel that way. And so when I say that, I truly mean it. I just want you guys to know that you matter to me. And if there's something that that you're doing or that you're passionate about, it matters, and it should be celebrated. And so you matter to me, and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? I want you to be great. I want you to succeed at anything you do. And I'm so thankful for you guys. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to do this for you guys. Why am I crying? I also want to say that I'm humbled by the immense support that we've gotten on YouTube. We're up to like 22,000 views, and that blows my mind. I didn't do a Twitch recap on here because just been busy, but our biggest stream had 35,000 views, and that was, I believe, the world's all-around final. 35,000 views, live viewers. Like, what? That's crazy. I don't think people realize that I started doing this because there was what was it? It was a stupid meet. Oh, not stupid. It was just a meet on floor gymnastics. Yeah, floor gymnastics, and I had seen people saying that it would be the only opportunity that they would have to see their daughter on TV, and I just felt it fucked up that it would be behind a paywall, and so I was like, I'll fall on this sword. I'll stream the meet. Then there was no commentary, and so I grabbed a mic that I had just bought off Amazon, and I had wine, and I just started talking over the stream, and people then started telling me, like, are you going to do this for other meets? Are you going to do this and that? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And since that March, during the pandemic, I've been doing this. And it's crazy that like so many people from across the world get to experience gymnastics just because of this stupid stream, this stupid channel, this dog and pony thing. And so it I don't care about copyright. I don't care about like these institutions getting mad at me. I don't care about all that. What I care about is giving these athletes who literally give up their entire lives for like 6 seconds of like Olympic glory. And I care about giving them the coverage they deserve. I care about Catherine must be like, can we wrap this up? Come on. Let me what's she saying? Oh, simulate. Oh yeah, the playlist. I care about that. I care about being able to make gymnastics as accessible as possible. And for you guys to allow me that privilege to do so and confide in me, and like trust me with it is means more than the world to me. So my Christmas wish is to be able to continue to do this and continue to make gymnastics more accessible every year. And I mean, of course, like my dream would be to like, you know, be in Paris and like, you know, get to like cover gymnastics, but who knows? Who knows? I can't. Who knows? So yeah. Let me go set this stream up before Catherine like jumps on my throat again. I love you so. Oh, and of course, Catherine, you're probably watching this. You have no idea how thankful I am for you. After We Love Gymnastics ended, and the unceremonious way it ended, I kind of felt lost. I was like, well, what do I do now? You know, but like the fact that you stood by me and kind of gathered me when I need to be gathered, it means more to me than you know. And the fact that you are the person, the woman that you are, like without you, I'd be a mess. And the tangents I would go on are just one can only imagine, you know. And so I love the fact that Catherine keeps me on a certain arrow, and she's like you know, focus, because let me tell you, I the tangents I go on. So thank you for that, and thank you for you, Catherine. So yeah, and of course for Klaus, but whatever. All right, let me stop talking. I'm gonna go set up for the stream. Turn on notifications. It'll be called. I'll title something, but we'll be back in about 22 minutes, give or take. Oh, here's my background. Let me see. There you go. Have little like stockings, snow, and hosted by Addicts. Special appearance by Catherine Kern. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go set up now. Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa. That's on 26th. But all the things, happy holidays. And I will see you in a bit. I'll be in the chat. But